Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Today we're discussing the 20th juz, and the 20th juz begins with the conclusion of Surah Al-Naml, then followed by Surah Al-Qasas, and then Surah Al-Ankabut. At the conclusion of Surah Al-Naml, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions to the Prophet ﷺ the three things which Allah has instructed him to do and openly declare. In verse 91 and 92, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions these injunctions. What are they? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إنما أمرت أن أعبد رب هذه البلدة التي حرمها وله كل شيء. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that, say, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that إنما أمرت أن أعبد, I am instructed and commanded to spend my life in the service and ibadah and worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Lord of this city which Allah has made sacred. Number two, وَأُمِرْتُ أَنْ أَكُونَ مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ, and Allah has instructed and commanded me to be from amongst the Muslim. And the Muslim is not just a title, it is a quality and a state, which means to be amongst those who are totally submissive to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's will, command and decree. And the third injunction, which is verse number 92, وَأَنْ أَتْلُوَ الْقُرْآنِ, and that I should make the tilawa and the recitation of the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So these three things are mentioned at the conclusion of Surah Al-Naml. Then Surah Al-Qasas, of course, talks about the detailed story of Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, and the conclusion of the surah brings about a discussion of a very powerful yet arrogant individual, a man who was of the Israelites, but he turned against them, and this was none other than a man by the name of Qarun. And this is mentioned from verse 76, 77 and 78, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions about Qarun and 5 unique advices given to him by his people. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first tells us about the wealth he had. So أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إن قارون كان من قوم موسى. So he was of the Israelites. فَبَغَى عَلَيْهِمْ, he turned against them, he rebelled against them, or he done transgression on his own people. They had a lot of hopes from their own person, but he turned against them. What was the wealth which Allah had given him? وَآتِينَاهُ مِنَ الْكُنُوزِ مَا إِنَّ مَفَاتِحَهُ لَتَنُوءُ بِالْعُصْبَةِ وَلِلْقُوَّةِ, that the keys of his treasures were such that just the keys alone would burden a group of strong individuals. So a group of strong men had to carry just the keys of his treasure. This was the amount of wealth he had. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then tells us the unique 5 advices given to Qarun, which is an eye-opener for all of us to reflect on as well. The first advice, لا تفرح إن الله لا يحب الفرحين. They said, listen, do not be exultant. Allah doesn't love those who are exultant, those who boast and those who are arrogant over what they have, to be overconfident in what you have and over your own resources, and not reflect upon the original source of that provision, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number 2, وَابْتَغِ فِيمَا آتَاكَ اللَّهُ الدَّارَ الْآخِرَةِ, that listen, do not go around and think that no, there's no way for you to get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Use your current resources as a mode and methodology and means to get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, وَابْتَغِ فِيمَا آتَاكَ اللَّهُ الدَّارَ الْآخِرَةِ, and seek through what Allah has granted you, this unique status and this provision, this wealth, seek the hereafter. So use it to build a stronger hereafter, not just the worldly life. Right? So what does this mean? Does this mean you should just forsake everything in this world? No. That brings us advice number 3. وَلَا تَنْسَ نَصِيبَكَ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا. You have to live a balanced life. Do not forget about the portion which is allocated for you, the halal which Allah has given you of the world. Enjoy that, but use all of this as a stepping stone for building a stronger akhirat for yourself. And of course, وَلَا تَبْغِ الْفَسَادَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. وَأَحْسِنْ كَمَا أَحْسَنَ اللَّهُ إِلَيْكَ. Number 4, and do good the way Allah has done good to you. And you've noticed in all of our series discussions, I brought in the word ihsan many times, and ihsan at times it can be translated as good conduct, as we done in Surah Al-Nahl in the 14th juz. And ihsan also means to strive for excellence in our ibadah. So over here, وَأَحْسِنْ كَمَا أَحْسَنَ اللَّهُ إِلَيْكَ, they're telling him, do good to the creation of Allah, like how Allah has been kind and good to you. So give back. Give back to people, do not be exultant. And of course, وَلَا تَبْغِ الْفَسَادَ فِي الْأَرْضِ, do not seek corruption and disruption in the world. Allah, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ الْمُفْسِدِينَ, Allah doesn't like those who cause corruption on the land. So these are very pertinent, very relevant advices given to Qarun, and this could be for each and every one of us an eye-opener, that whatever Allah has granted us, let this be a stepping stone for achieving excellence in this world, and not lose focus on our actual abode with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the hereafter. This is then followed with Surah Al-Ankabut, which talks about Ibrahim alayhi salam briefly, and then Prophet Lut alayhi salam. Inshallah, tomorrow we will continue with the 21st juz, which is a conclusion of Al-Ankabut, and then Surah Al-Rum and Luqman and Sajda. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.